So thank you, Doreen and Murray, for making time to talk with me today, and thank you for your collaboration over the years, working with the devices and kind of sharing your story with me. But today is really I'd asked you the question if you were willing to kind of share with other people interested in the Cerebral Fit program and using the Cerebral Fit devices, if you just share a little bit of your story and how it's gone.
Well, it has been very good. When I was first diagnosed, I thought like, wow, is this the end? And then we were introduced to the light, and I was always open to treatment of anything that would work. And then we were introduced to the red light, so I thought, well, can't hurt. So I think when I first started, I didn't really notice too much, except that I thought maybe some of the anxiety was gone. And I think that was directly from the light because there was nothing else that gave me any kind of hope. And I joined a group with the Alberta Parkinson's Association, and there was a couple there that had been diagnosed about the same time as me. And when I told them what I was doing and they wanted to know what the cost of it was, they just said, "Oh, well, that's, can't afford it," or whatever, but they have not done it. And I just feel that I have, like, I haven't regressed like the rest of them have. So, and then, yeah, we worked with the light. And then I had an appointment with the neurologist, and he's did all his testing, whichever they do. There isn't much, but he said, you really haven't, your Parkinson's has not progressed. He said, I think you're staying where you are, but he doesn't know why. Of course not. And when I told my family doctor what I was doing, he said, "Oh, good, carry on." And that was all I got there. So anyway, so then been using the helmet, and usually twice a day is what I did. And the other thing is, when I was first diagnosed with it, I was cold. I said my internal thermostat didn't work, and I was incredibly cold all the time. And I don't have that now. Since I got the new helmet, I don't have that.
Great.
And, it I don't know what it is, but the only thing that's different is the red light. So it has,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's wonderful. And so, Maria, I guess I'd like to hear kind of your version of this because been very involved from day one and supportive of doing these. And so what have you noticed from before during started treatment until today? And we should say that like it's probably been 3 years. Does that sound about right?
I believe so.
Yeah, about three,
4 years.
Three or four,
three or
three and
four
a half
years.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm guessing that the the largest noticeable change came early, probably in the first 3 to 6 months.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was less about change and more about maintenance. Murray, what have you seen in Doreen over the years?
Well, I've noticed that she says that she hasn't gone downhill at all. Uh, Actually, her walking is better than it was when we first started. She was dragging a leg a little bit, and now you really got to watch to see if that's occurring, which is wonderful. The thing I noticed the most is a month or so ago, and we were off, and now starting back up again, I see a freshness. There's a bit missing.
This little opportunity to kind of see if you don't have the treatment on a regular basis, your system does start to the degeneration does start to creep back in and produce symptoms again. Yeah.
I think the thing that I noticed the most was you couldn't really see what the difference was while we were on it.
Sure.
But that little sojourn uh, showed some significant advantages to stay on.
Yeah.
And That's exactly what we'll be doing.
Yeah. Your comfort that you just felt like you could do that, but also just kind of function that
Mhm.
you didn't just feel like you could do it, you actually did.
Yeah.
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 And that seemed like a pretty significant kind of before after moment
Mhm.
of in a sense just getting back to an older version of you or a younger version of you of just doing stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it does feel good to get out and do stuff. When I retired from my business, I said to Marie, the lawnmower is mine. Because I like getting out and riding lawnmower. And so this past summer, I felt like I could do that again.
Oh, as a fellow lawnmower rider,
Yeah.
because I'm same thing in my place. It's like, nope, that's my happy place is on my little tractor.
Yeah.
Um, and I can totally understand and appreciate the value of getting back out there to ride on your tractor. Like,
Yeah.
what a gift. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes, exactly. Yeah. You
fantastic.
feel like that you're still living.
That's great. I just feel like
You know,
I'm
the very first Parkinson group meeting that I went to, a gal that I actually trained with when I was a student nurse in Lloydminster, she was at this meeting and she totally fell apart. And Murray and our daughter Jackie were with me, and Jackie said, "Oh my God, if this is what's next for mom, we're in trouble." So anyway,
Mhm.
this has been so good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just delighted with how things have unfolded for you,
Mhm.
Doreen, but also for you, Murray. As I'm sure
Absolutely.
you're aware that it has also given you some degrees of freedom, knowing that Doreen is doing better and more capable, and
Oh, absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's so often what I hear from the spouse is the joy for their loved one doing better, but
Mhm.
also just what they get back in terms of how they get to live their life,
Yeah,
the freedom that kind of comes back.
yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, I'm so comfortable with this idea that I treat in tandem. We've worn the helmet together for the last 3 years.
that's
That's
fantastic.
probably why it wore out. You use it more than most
At,
people.
at any rate, it's worth continuing for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
And
and again, another nod towards your compliance and just willing to fully participate is
Mhm.
that's what I want for every family is you have the devices in the house, every brain can benefit,
Yeah.
use them, but so often it's thought of a care tool for the person, say with Parkinson's, and so it becomes seen as a Parkinson's treatment as opposed to what it really is, which is more of a peak performance
yeah,
device.
Yeah.
It will
well,
help any brain do better. There doesn't have to be a problem. You can just make a perfectly healthy, high performing brain do better.
Mhm.
Like your brain, Murray. You got a
that's
peak performance
it's a
brain.
bit of a stretch to be high performing, but I do feel that it's advantageous to carry on and treat for
Yes,
sure.
yes, absolutely. So I'm curious, Doreen, if you wanted to say a little bit just about like kind of your process, like how have you integrated this into your life?
Okay. Well, I don't get up very early. And so when I get
Agreed.
up, I make a cup of coffee and then I go and sit under the light for half an hour while I drink my coffee. And then by then Murray's decided that it's high time we had something to eat and we have breakfast. And then carry on with my day. And then after supper, depending on what's going on, but definitely before I go to bed, then I sit under it for another half hour.
Yeah.
And and so it really doesn't take much time out of your day. And you can sit and read or watch TV or like I have a cup of coffee and
Check Facebook.
yeah, oh yeah, that's the fun.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like that sounds exactly like a day in our house.
Yeah, I don't know that there's anything else need to add. It's how it is.
Okay.
We
So
celebrated 2 new births in our family this summer and a wedding. So another new grandson or granddaughter. Yeah.
yeah, fantastic. And
Yeah.
I'm guessing that you've been able to, kind of fully participate in those,
Oh
in a
yeah.
way that maybe might not have been an option.
Well, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I really feel like that, to me, that's the heart of this program is
Mhm.
is the life that gets lived,
Right.
that otherwise often gets missed in the case of these neurodegenerative conditions, kind of the
Mhm.
the potential that is lost in that for the life that could be lived for both the person with the condition, but the family around them.
Mhm.
And any amount of kind of gain of that potential life, always people report that back as the value of that.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Have you seen any reflection back from close family or close friends? Have they reflected back to you kind of what they've seen or appreciated or enjoyed over going through this treatment process?
Well, I think our oldest daughter, she goes with me most of the time to our Parkinson's support group meetings, and she has commented too on how much better I'm doing than the ones that started at the same time as I did. And then she said one day, she said, "Mom, why are you rocking like that?" And I said, "Well, I don't realize that I am," but I said, and so then I saw her yesterday and she said, "You're not doing that anymore." And I said, "Well, back using the light." Well, fantastic, she said. So,
Wonderful. All right. Well, thank you both for making time, for being willing to tell your story. Again, I feel it's so valuable for people who are thinking about doing this to hear from people who are doing it and hear how it has gone for them. So this is really a precious gift that you're giving by willing to be on camera and tell your story and let people know you in this way. So thank you for doing that.
you're very welcome.
Thanks for your
Thanks
help.
for all your information.
Yeah.